'Cause I got issues, but you got them too. So give them all to me, and I'll give mine to you. Bask in the glory.
What's up, guys? I know I haven't been posting in a while, so I've decided I'm gonna do a story time today. I'm just walking right now.
Damn, what the heck got their ass be so bad?
So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is when my mom died, or during that time. At that time I was 9, and now I'm 24. But it was 2002 when she died. So oh, and again, I was the only child. I was the only child. I don't have no brothers. I don't have any sisters. So it's just me. So it was summer of 2001, and my mom didn't want me to go back to Minnesota because one of my aunts, well, 2 of my aunts lived in Minnesota. My other one was getting ready to move to Minnesota. So that's why they all came to Gary, because that's where I'm originally from, Gary, Indiana. So this doesn't have any sidewalks. I'm gonna walk on this side. But so she didn't want me to go because in 2001 they didn't bring me back, so I didn't start school on time. So she was like, so in 2002 I was asking, like, can I go, and she was like, no, because they didn't bring you back last time. I had to pay, I had to go, because my mom got on a bus to come to Minnesota from Gary to come get me and take me back home. So either way it go, long story short, my mom ended up letting me go. And I was talking to my mom every day as I was out of town. Every day. So, God, this guy's a puny man. But, every day since I was gone. And I supposed to came back the next week of July. I don't know how to describe. Okay. Okay, let me just say this right quick. The 4th, I talked to my mom. She was like, oh, I'm barbecuing and stuff. I wish my baby was here, you know. And I thought she was trying to get me to go back. I was dumb. I was 9. So I was like, no, you just want me to go back. I don't want to go back yet. Because, like I told y'all, I'm an only child. And all my cousins, my little cousins and stuff, well, yeah, all my cousins were in Minnesota. And you're a kid. You want to go where the kids are. So that's why I wanted to go. I was like, you just want me to go back? She was like, no, blah, blah, blah. So weeks later, I was just talking to her. Weeks later, I was just talking to her. And then at the time, I was starting to miss my mom. So I was like, Mom, I'm ready to go home now. And stuff like that. I would be ready to go. I would let her know I'd be ready to go home, even if I can't get something. I'm an only child. I was spoiled to a point. My mom only spoiled me to a point. Like if we were at a store, and then I said, Mama, can I get this? If she say no, it's just no. I'm not going to ask her anymore because I know I'm going to get it eventually. She might not have it right now, but she'll have it whenever she can. She'll give it to me. So, gotta watch my step. So, 2 days before I talked to my mom, and she was like, I miss you. You're going to be home pretty soon. You know, last word, I love you and all this other stuff. And I was actually crying because I miss my mama. I was 9. I was missing my mama. Everybody else had their mamas there and stuff. So I was missing my mama. So on the July 19th, my mom called. She was talking to my aunt because my aunt's birthday was previous and all this other stuff the day previously. And I was talking to my mom July 19th, and I was like, I miss you, I'm ready to go home. She said, I know you'll be home pretty soon, baby. I love you. Just talking to me. And I was, I was upstairs in my aunt's loft, and I was just on the phone with her. And she never told me anything was wrong. She never told anybody that anything was wrong. So I figured nothing was wrong. She was acting like the same. So the next day, July 20th. I'm never gonna forget this day. July 20th, 2002. July 20th, 2002. Sorry, I got my throat. So July 20th, 2002, I was woken up by my aunt. My cousin Diamond, she was sitting on the floor watching TV, and I had woke up mid-sleep or whatever, just like, what? So I was laying next to, like, watching TV with Diamond, and then my cousin came up, and she was talking to me. Well, yeah, she was talking to me, and she was like, you don't have to come downstairs if you want to. Her name is Cookie. She was like, you don't have to come downstairs if you don't want to. She was like, you don't have to come downstairs if you don't want to. But I am, and she was rubbing my hand or whatever. So I'm looking like, what's going on? You know, I'm 9. So I'm like, what's going on? She was rubbing my hand. She was like, you don't have to come downstairs if you don't want to. No, she said, don't come downstairs. So she said, don't come downstairs. And I didn't understand why. So she was rubbing my hand. She was like, you know, I'm just, comforting me and all this stuff. And then she was like, but your mama died or whatever. So I was just like, I just thought they was playing. Well, she was playing, so I was just like, So I'm just like, yeah, she's playing. Then she went downstairs. She was like, you don't have to come downstairs. She went downstairs. My cousin Diamond, she was laying like this on the floor, and she was looking over like, Then she started looking back up at the TV. Then my aunt Sarah came upstairs. And she was like, I give it about 10, 15 minutes later. She came upstairs and she was like, it's okay. I understand you. It's okay. And she was like, your mom died. I'm sorry, your mom died or whatever. And I was like, for real? Like, dang, for real? Like, I was just talking to her. It's got to be a fake. That's why I thought it was fake so much. Because I was literally just talking to her. I was like, for real? And she was like, yes, or whatever. And then she said, you can come downstairs. And I was like, Cookie, with my cousin, I was like, Cookie told me I can't come downstairs. And she's like, you could come downstairs. Well, I said, Cookie told me I shouldn't go downstairs. She's like, you can come downstairs. So I waited for a little bit. My auntie Sarah went downstairs. Give me 1 minute. So my aunt Sarah was like, you coming downstairs. So my auntie Sarah went downstairs. I waited for a little bit. Because I guess it had to process to me. So I was just like, mind you, at this time, I'm still thinking everybody playing. Because literally, I just talked to her. Last thing, we just talked last night, the previous night. So I'm just like, they all got to be playing. So I was like, let me just go downstairs. I goes downstairs. And I peek around the corner. Everybody else was like, well, not everybody was woke. Well, most people was woke downstairs. And then some of the kids were still upstairs asleep. And then Diamond was downstairs. She went downstairs before me. And I was just like, I peeked around the corner. I mean, literally, I just seen nothing but people crying. So I was just like, really? And then as soon as I came down there, like everybody paused. And then they was just crying. And then my Aunt Laverne, she grabbed me and was like holding me. And that's what made me start crying, because I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, thinking in my head, like, what's going on? And then I started crying. So I was like, dang, my mama gone for real. So I asked, I was like, is my mama gone for real? My mom's dead for real? Laverne said, yes, baby, I'm sorry. I was just like, what? It's like my heart just somebody ripped my heart out of my chest and just threw it on the ground, started stomping on it or something like that. I was just like really? Like, I literally just talked to her. So that whole day, everybody was just crying and crying and crying. And I didn't have an appetite or anything. Like, my cousin, she made some, first she made some pancakes early in the day. And then later on in the day, she made some, hamburger. Y'all, it's this creepy man just staring at me. He just drove that way. He was standing right there at that stop sign for about all while I was talking to you all, just standing right there. He just pulled off. But anyways, so I was just crying and crying. So I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I was thinking like, dang, what's going on? What am I supposed to do? It's just me. Why did they do this? And then that's when I started to doubt God. So I was like, if anything, why would God take, if God is real? Because everybody was like, it's all right, God got you. Everybody, you know, blah, blah, blah. All while we, you know, I'm just like, if God is real, why would he take my mother? You know, it's people out here that don't even appreciate their mothers. Why take mine? And I actually appreciated mine. I love my mama to death. I loved my mama to death. So I didn't understand. I was like, nah, he can't be real, because he won't rip a 9-year-old little girl, no siblings, you know, no brothers, no sisters, nothing like that. He won't rip only person in the world that she actually cared about, that actually cared about her more than anything in the world. He won't he won't take that from her, you know? Why take my mom, you know? So I was just like, this can't be real. Hold on. Damn. So I was just like, this can't be real. Or whatever. And sure enough, we all went and packed and everything, and we went to Gary. And it hit me at the time when we was in Minnesota, and then it started going away as we went to Gary. Then we went to my old house and we started cleaning it out or whatever, like getting stuff for me and stuff. And I couldn't take everything. Like, I had a whole thing of stuffed animals, but I couldn't take my stuffed animals because it couldn't fit. So it was time for the wait. Like a day, 2 days later, it was time for the wait. And it still didn't register to me. It still didn't hit me. I was just like, so I'm just walking, and then my cousin's dad had us all hold hands. The kids hold hands. I don't know why. So we all just walking, and I see my mom's name up there. I said, oh, that's my mom's name right there. And I'm just walking in, you know, just happy-go-lucky. I go around, as soon as you go in, like just like this, and you make a left, and then that's where the room was. So I go in, I turn, and I'm just like, dang, I was scared to go in because I see my mom laying there. So when it was time to walk up there, and I touched her, and the only thing I felt was cold. She was just cold. And I was just like, dang, my mama gone. And I couldn't do nothing but cry. So I was like, it hurt me so bad. It still hurts me. I'm 24 now, and it still hurts me. It makes me feel like it just happened yesterday. So I'm just laying there. I mean, I'm just sitting there, just looking at her, rubbing on her. At first, I was scared to touch her, and then I was just rubbing on her. 1 minute. So I was just sitting there rubbing on her or whatever, and I couldn't understand what was going on. So the next day came after we all left. The next day came, and it was time for the funeral. And it was so many people there. So many people there. I actually didn't know all these people knew my mom. It was so many people there, and I couldn't. As soon as I got up in there, I just started crying. And my cousin Cookie, she was sitting in front of me. Well, actually, let me do this right quick. Before that, when we was in Minnesota, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm going to backtrack right quick. But when we was in Minnesota, when I found out my cousin Diamond, she was on a computer playing, you know, the computer games back in the day. I think it was like pinball or something. And then she told me, I love you, or whatever. I think it was because I don't know, but for some reason, I just needed that at the time. I don't know. But back to the funeral. They speaking and stuff. I wanted to say something. Like my aunt, Shirley, she said, yeah, you could go up there. You could say something if you want to the day before. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to it. And it hurt me because I feel like that was my last chance to let her know how I felt and get everything out. I feel like that's why I don't know. I feel like that's why I'm hurting so bad. I don't know. But I still really don't know how she died, but I was told 2 different stories, but the last story I was told was because of her diabetes. So, and then as you all know, I have diabetes now. So that's why I'm so scared. I'm so scared of this diabetes. I'm so scared of this disease because I feel like I'm going to end up going out like my mom went out. And I know everybody tells me, well, you know, 2002, nobody really took care of themselves as far as having diabetes. Nobody took it serious. And it's time to take it serious now or whatever because you know and all this other stuff. But I couldn't do it, y'all. But that's what happened. And that's the story of how I lost my mom. So I'll see you guys later. Subscribe, comment, like, and share.
'Cause I got issues, but you got